Click the links to join the channel here over at Subscribestar. I have a mailbox if you want to mail me comic books you want me to look at or pocket knives. And thanks for the anonymous people who have sent pocket knives. So Blue Beetle is set for a huge failure, probably because it's woke diverse cancer, and they're not shy about telling you about that. So this specifically is about Blue Beetle that is predicted to bomb and bomb hard, and it almost certainly will because it combines the absolute worst elements of Hollywood, the opposite of what people want to hear about. It's like these the Hollywood marketing types. They have their finger on the pulse of social media, the Phantom Menace type of communities, and then they go, okay, this is what people will pay for, and we're going to give them something different. And you look at them, I mean, it'd be hysterical to be a fly on the wall in that meeting and hear somebody ask, does anyone go, yeah, wait, why are people are not paying for this stuff? Why are we keep making it? It's like, because they're not, they're not profit motivated. This is a religion to these people. So who wants to go to a movie theater, pay $15 and get a 2-hour lecture from the worst people on earth? In this case, I guess the themes are about ICE and immigration, diversity, open borders, and of course, Blonde Man Bad. They'll probably have a guy who looks like Trump in a red hat, or they'll guarantee there'll be somebody that'll be in a red hat somewhere, and about how much they hate America, except that the people keep coming. So that doesn't quite make sense. Oh yeah, and everything's your fault. Except, of course, it isn't, because we know how awesome we are. And we're getting just as sick of these idiots lecturing us on things that even they don't believe. Or remember the Sheryl Crow, the 1 square of toilet paper lady? That's how stupid they are. They're so deep in an echo chamber. They tell us to conserve water while they live in mansions with a carbon footprint that's just 10 times the size of the average home. Just GTFO, all these people. And I'm obviously not the only one. I know a lot of you are with me, because plenty of people are not buying what they're selling. Literally, the movies are a good barometer of what's going on. They're making films, and they're not selling, specifically here, this genre of superhero flicks from Warner and Disney. Maybe, I guess Fox's, or Sony's doing a little bit better, because they had the Spider-Man that did well. People are not paying to see their movies because they're not fun movies like they used to be. What a simple way to phrase it. Why don't you make movies that people will pay for? Sir, that's a bridge too far. They're these bizarre commie propaganda films about how much they hate the audience that they're trying to extract money from. They were always heavy-handed moments in movies where things got preachy and everyone rolled their eyes, but it wasn't in every, oh, here's the message is incoming, oh, here's the virtue signal received, thanks for that. Yeah, I mean, that's like, you just can't do it that often, because otherwise people will stop paying for your freaking product, which is the point where we're at a very interesting point in Hollywood history, because you're not going to see the collapse of Hollywood, but you're going to see a fundamental restructuring. Gee, I can't help but notice that literally every single bad guy looks suspiciously like me. There I am, home invading and carjacking or running a gang in Chicago, or just generally being a sociopathic monster. Oh, there I am, slapping a woman around, because that's so common. Thank God, a plucky, pox-walks, marginalized, furry otherkin is there to put me in my place. A funny example of this that is so painfully obvious 30 years later is Revenge of the Nerds, both 1 and 2. If it wasn't for the subtle propaganda that 30 years later is not subtle, they would have been fun movies, but now you just can't look at them now and see them the same way. For those movies, compare and contrast the descriptions of the antagonists and the protagonists. Once you put on the sunglasses, they never come off. It's not confirmation bias when you have objective evidence to point to. Anyway, this piece of dog feathers is predicted to open to about $15 million, which, in case you don't follow movies, that's not very good in general. Unless it's some kind of like ultra low budget thing. And that's not good from a Warner Brothers or a DC superhero type of movie, because that's not a low budget film. It has a $120 million budget, which, nowadays is not what it used to be, of course, but they're learning their lessons, at least in regards to budget, but they're not learning the lessons in regards to content and to not make them woke. The film is going to bomb harder than Black Adams, which at least opened to $70 million. Then, after word of mouth spread, it dropped off an absolute cliff. Or The Flash, that lost some serious money. Shazam, Birds of Prey, The Suicide Squad, and then the other one was Batgirl, which they made, and then they go, yeah, we're not going to release it because it hurts the brand so bad. And after seeing these movies, and you think about that background, like, how bad was it? Probably, I mean, it was bad enough that they released this crap and they're not releasing that. Like, I gotta see it. I'm so curious. I guarantee there's copies floating around out there. Anyway, all this stuff does not bode well for the future of the DC universe. And, Disney's in the same boat. Movies are supposed to make money. They're supposed to make a lot of money. And at one time, these films they were able to just print money a couple of years ago. Then they started getting a little too preachy and woke. And obviously, all this stuff, like, did Trump ruin entertainment? Inadvertently, yeah, I guess he did. This stuff doesn't arise in a vacuum. Hollywood in general is wearing out its welcome. The Disney, the Florida, the DeSantis, the grooming kids type of stuff. Like, that's not just Disney. Obviously, that's all Hollywood, and people are becoming aware of that. Then the people in Hollywood get on social media and attack the customers if they mention that they're not cool with a race swap because they want to see the original character. It's a weird business model that does not seem to be working out for them. Yeah, how did Black Adam do? Oh, I say all the bad guys in Black. You're in the warm, sunny, sandy place, but the bad guys all are blonde and have English accents. So how you want to explain that? Because there are plenty of bad groups that are in that area. No. Those are marginalized and oppressed bad groups. Okay, so why are the English there exactly? We're not going to explain it. We just want you to hate blonde people. That's going to be an uphill battle because I really don't. So this is expected during its whole run to make $30 to $60 million, which is a problem because that works out to be about a loss of $250 million. That's how expensive Hollywood movies are because the advertising is a huge thing that people kind of forget about. And follow my logic, movies are actually supposed to profit. Yes, I know how crazy that sounds. You understand, we're in a post-profit environment. No, you're not. You're running off of capital. Eventually, you're going to burn through that capital, and you're going to find out what happens. The next few years are going to be just insane to watch. So you go to a theater and you pay $15. It sounds so simple, but instead, these douche canoes call Batman a fascist for some reason, who is one of the more well-regarded characters in comics. Well-known, people like him. People like the movies. They like the actors who play. They like everything about it. And like, oh, no, we're the fascists. Like, hey, that's based if true, because fascism sounds pretty freaking awesome if these pussies are against it. No, you don't understand. The fascists are against sexualizing kids. Okay, I mean, fascinating binary that the left is putting people in. It's like, you realize that we're all against that. Oh, you guys are literally Hugo Boss. I guess we don't want drag story hour. Anyway, it's not even a boycott. Yikes, my guy, touch grass. You're so pressed. Just see the mental soy slop. Pay big billion corporate. No. Why would we pay? Why would we pay for any of this stuff? It's not a boycott because boycott you have to, like, you were gonna see it organically, and because they did something, you're like, okay, we're not gonna see this because of their behavior. That might have been years ago. This is just lack of interest, and it's been lack of interest because the past several years have been too many misses and not enough hits. It's not even worth sailing the high seas for. It's just going to be more of the same woke cancer. It's getting to the point where the only way this stuff is profitable is if they start making these movies for $10 to $20 million, which is impossible, or for this type of movie, or stop making these woke abortions, which is also asking the impossible of these insane bullshies. Anyway, if you want me to see something and review it, pay for the ticket and the popcorn. You don't need to, and nothing beyond that is necessary. And I won't support Hollywood, but if you want me to, I will go see this crap or whatever. Oh, and the director in this movie for this is the guy who made a threat against President Trump. He wanted him to get the Abe Lincoln treatment, which, no matter how you feel about a politician, it's like, yeah, was he the elected president of the country? We try to have stable countries have peaceful transfers of power, and you're talking about assassination of a duly elected leader. that's like what second, third world countries do, and you're pushing that because for some reason the media told you to hate Blonde Man. Yeah, why would you still be employed by anyone? It's like, well, because the company, the Warner Brothers and Disney's and all these companies that are pushing this kind of, oh dear God, oh dear Lord, they're all on board. They all believe the same thing. It's like this is a cult. This is a religion to them, and I mean these people, they're so deep. Oh, here you go. Here you go. Thank you, Pixel. They're so deep in an echo chamber that they need to pump air in. They have no idea. But I know the actors and directors and producers have no idea. There's got to be a social media person who does know what's going on, and is probably scratching their head about some of these decisions. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, join the channel here. You can watch the stuff that doesn't make it past the YouTube filter. YouTube sometimes will give you a little yellow star to say, nope, you are not allowed to put that video out there. Or the subscribe button, and we'll see you guys on next episode.